This is a guide on the levels 1 to 20. I'm going to go through everything that you need to know, like strategies, where to go, what to do, what skills you should be getting, just some general stuff like that. If you want class specific guides, head on over to the class guides that I've made, but we're going to look through the levels. So the first thing to know about levels 1 to 20 is that the first story instance that you go into when you make the character will level you up to level 2 once you've done that. So technically this should be 2 to 20. Wow. For the first 15 levels, from level 2 to level 15, you have the new player experience active. Now, this means that you're going to require less experience than is normally required for your levels. After level 15, it scales to the amount you need, but for these first 15 levels, you need roughly 50% of what you'd normally need. This was introduced last year, I think, and it really helps you speed through the first few levels and get used to the class. So, first thing and most important is the leveling rewards. So, these rewards are going to be very important as you level, and the first one I'm going to look at is the level 3 reward. So here you'll get a 4-slot bag. This helps because usually you only have the starter bag. So this 4-slot bag gives you some help. Usually what you want to do is buy 8-slot bags straight away. They're very cheap and they give you a lot of space. But if you don't have the money or you don't want to spend the money, this 4-slot bag helps a lot. When you hit level 4, you unlock your third weapon skill. You slowly unlock the weapon skills. So at other levels you unlock 4 and 5, which I'll go through. And at level 5, you unlock your F1 skill. This helps a lot. It's your class specific mechanic. For some classes like Ranger, you'll already have it unlocked, but this is for most classes. At level 6, you unlock offhand weapons, so 4 and 5 skills, unless you have, just your level 4 skill. And level 8, you unlock your number 5 skill. At level 9, you get a set of copper harvesting tools. Usually, you won't have bought a set, which is what I do. I don't buy a set until I get these, but you might have already bought a set. These allow you to gather things, because up until that point, you need the tools to gather. At level 10, you get the first personal story chapter, and you also unlock weapon swapping. That means you can have 2 weapon sets. And your first personal story chapter is very good. It's related to the story that you picked during character creation, and it's got a pretty good reward at the end. At level 11, you learn about hero points. You can unlock hero points before this bit, but at level 11, you learn about them and you also start to passively unlock them every 2 levels. And you also unlock your number 7 skill. At level 15, you get your number 8 skill. And also at level 18, you get to choose from 3 different dies. There's 3 choices. Pick whichever ones you don't have, you only get to pick one. But if you've picked all of them, I recommend picking Rose Ice. None of them sell for that much, but if you salvage Rose Ice, you get pink die bits, and these sell for the most out of all the choices at the moment. At level 19, you get your number 9 skill, and at level 20, you get your second personal story chapter. I'll go through that later. So now hero points. As I said, you passively unlock them every 2 levels, starting at level 11. By level 20, you should have about 26 hero points. This isn't enough to fully unlock everything. Just at the moment, you should be picking the skills you want to play around with, and also putting some points into one trait line. So unlock the skills you want, put them into only one trait line. If you pick the wrong trait line, you can change, but I recommend that you only go down 1 so that you can unlock the most skills when you unlock a specialization. Now, leveling options. So the first option I recommend is using leveling scrolls, which boost you 1 to 20, 1 to 30, 1 to 40, or tomes of knowledge to get you past level 20. You can also use an AT boost, but I wouldn't recommend I wouldn't recommend this option for your first character or even your second. You'd want to do this when you're in your third, fourth, or so on. It's a lot faster, but you learn less about the class. Now option 2. Option 2 is leveling up a craft to 400 from level 2. This will take you to about level 16, and then you play normally to get the other levels. To do this, you either need to have the gold to buy the materials to do this, or the actual materials. The craft I recommend would be cooking, as that is currently the cheapest, and all the others are really expensive. Now option 3 is just your classic map completion and other leveling activities to level up. You don't need anything to do this, and it's the base one for most people. Now the maps you can go into. I've split this up by race because generally, if you're looking at this guide especially, you don't want to be going into other races yet, and it's more simple just to go into the ones around you. So for the Azura or Silvari, you want to be in the Azura City, Ratasum, Silvari City, the Grove, Azura Starting Area, Metrica Province, Caledon Forest, which is the Silvari starter area, and Brisbane Wildlands, which is the second one. So I've shown the level requirements for each one. These aren't exact, you can go into them if you're a different level, but it's the recommended level. For cities, you can be any level. There's no actual fighting, it's just exploring. For Char, you can go into the city, which is the Black Citadel, the starter area, which is Plains of Ashford, or Diessa Plateau. Diessa Plateau is north of Plains of Ashford. You want to be careful you don't go into a more high leveled map, because you're going to get absolutely destroyed if you find anything there. For humans, you want to go to the city, Divinity's Reach, the starter area, Queensdale or Keswick Hills. Human is very set out, and you'll very easily progress through the maps as you slowly move south. For Norn, you want to go to the city Holbrook, the starter area, Wayfarer Foothills, or Snowdon Drifts. So for Norn, as you go north, you go through Wayfarer Foothills, and at the very north of Wayfarer Foothills, if you go west, you get into Snowdon Drifts. Now for your story instances and the personal story. First personal story chapter unlocks at level 10. This is generally easy experience, and for the first chapter, it's only in the race's starting map, and at the end of this you get a black lion key, which can be used with a black lion chest to get some cool rewards. You can then do the chapter 20, the second chapter, but I wouldn't recommend it until you're a higher level, just so it's a lot easier, and this is really the only important chapter. The issue is you can only get the black lion key reward once a week, because people were doing black lion key farms, so they limited it to once a week. That's the guide. Thank you for watching, and I hope to see you next time.